Hi, students. Good evening, and welcome to this session today. Okay, so Gate 24 expected paper pattern and last minute tips. So, as you know, in the last weekend, so Gate exam has been conducted for a couple of branches like civil engineering, mechanical engineering, instrumentation engineering. These are the major branches for what Gate exam is already completed. So in the upcoming weekend, we have the exam for electronics and electrical engineering. As you know, the syllabus of instrumentation and EC and electrical, there is a good amount of common topics. I can say around 60% of the syllabus of EC, electrical, and instrumentations are same. Okay, or even more than that also some cases. So there are a few variations. So, having gone through the memory-based paper of instrumentation, so what can be expected in the upcoming weekend? That is for the exam, which is going to happen for EC and EE guys, right? Okay. So, uh, let me tell you very honest, students. Mechanical paper, which has happened, okay, the paper standard was moderate to tough side. Okay, and civil engineering paper, it is moderate to easy side. Instrumentation also, it is moderate to easy side. Okay, so of course we cannot predict everything very accurately, like this has to happen in this paper, this has happened means in your paper this will happen, not like that. So this is just a casual discussion. Okay, and I'll tell you like what are the topics somebody should study. From every topic I'll tell some points. So I expect every year questions are being framed on that topic. Even this year also question has been framed in instrumentation, and in EC electrical also question will come from those segments. So one by one we'll see. But uh, okay, so coming to uh, this one, student, you see that 1 second. Yeah, analyzing based on student feedback and memory-based exam questions from 3rd and 4th February. Okay, so like this is what analysis we have presented. Okay, so difficulty of paper and expectation. So general aptitudes, it is in the easy side. As I said, for civil, mechanical, instrumentation exam is done. So considering these facts, so aptitude part, it can be expected it will be in the easier side, and then mathematics and technical segments, it will be in the moderate side. Okay, so this has happened in the couple of papers. We can expect something similar to this is going to happen to you. Okay, topics to focus on general aptitudes. Okay, so in the aptitude sections we have 5 1-mark questions and 5 2-mark questions, 15-mark questions. So what are they? So generally one question is from the number systems. One questions you can expect from ratio proportions. One question is from logical reasoning. One question from permutation combinations. One question from the geometry like shapes, cubes, and triangle, etc. I'll show you some of the model question also. Okay, we cannot say questions will be coming from these segments, but yes, there are every year it happens. So questions used to come from this segment. So you should definitely go through these all topics once before going to the exam. So this is about the aptitudes. Mathematics. Let us see about mathematics because math is common in all branch. So from math, one question you can expect from the differential equation. And partial differential, students. So this question, in the civil and mechanical, the weightage of partial differential is pretty good. But coming to EC electrical, we don't have this partial differentiation as well as numerical methods. So you can exclude these topics. So differential equation, one question you can expect. So what kind of question you can expect? So maybe generally the complementary function particular integral solution. Okay, that model is very popular. So that you can expect one questions. Then from the matrices, particularly the eigenvalue and eigenvectors. Every year question used to come from that segments. Sometimes very easy question also they used to give. Find the product of the two matrix. Okay, or find the eigenvalue of this matrix. Sometimes very basic question also is to come. But most of the time, including gate 24, questions are from the eigenvalue and eigenvectors when it comes to matrices. Probability, one question definitely can expect. So sometime probability weightage, it can go up to 5 mark. Because probability is a topic, you can expect a question from the aptitude as well as from the mathematics. Okay. So sometime, best possible case, so weightage can be 5 mark only from probability segment, including math and general aptitudes. So probability, one question definitely you can expect. So what kind of question somebody should expect from probability? So, I can say 3 model are important from probability. So number one is when the Bayes theorem model questions. So you can expect a question from this. One question you may expect from the conditional probability. And the third question you can expect from the standard probability questions, like what standard probability question means that pack of card, rolling a dice, or some basic questions. So where little bit of mathematical skill will give you answer. So questions will be from these segments. Random variable, random process. Okay, if question comes, I believe that question, if it is a tricky questions, you can expect it from the communication domain. Okay, generally from mathematics, random variable, random process questions are minimal. If you get a question, so from EC particularly, I'm saying that question you can answer from the communication background. So from probability, these three concepts you should definitely go through. And then the vector analysis. So I was going through the question paper of civil mechanical, the divergence and the curl, gradient, dot product, cross products. So these all things in vector calculus, you should definitely go through, students. Okay. So you should definitely go through this from vector calculus or vector analysis. And then there is one more topic called system of equation. So what is this system of equation? System of equation means, so generally 3 equation will be given, and they'll ask you how many solution of that equation exists. Unique solution exists, infinite solution exists, no solution exists. So there are some again different techniques to solve those kind of questions. But by application of the linear algebra, generally we used to solve those model of questions. So these are the kind of questions, students, like we have seen in the last weekend paper. So you can expect question from this segment in this way. Okay. But again, this is a like a generic study, I said. But coming to electronics and electrical, some more technical stuff I'll discuss one by one. Okay, fine. So this is what is the weightage, students. Okay, focus topics in gate 24 electronics. So this is just a rough estimation, like you can see. But this is a data that from 2023 and 2016. This is what the weightage actually. Okay, let's say for networks. So 6 mark has been asked last year, and the last paper in IISc it is conducted into a 16, but this year is again conducted by IISc Bangalore, right? So network weightage was 7, and digital, analog, signal system, control system, uniform weightage 8888. EDC and communication. So this is for EC students. For electrical, I have one more slide. And EDC, communication, electromagnetics, 10, 11, 13 respectively. And aptitude is obviously 15. Okay. So this is what is the weightage. So the first one, the first row is the last year weightage. That is gate 23, which was connected by Kanpur. And this is 2016 IISc. It was, this is what the weightage is. So expected question breakup in gate 24. From MCQ, we can expect 40 to 50 marks. Generally, it happens. Numeric answer type 30 to 40 marks. MSQ 4 to 10 marks. MSQ, last couple of years, we haven't seen so much of weightage. So 2 questions, 3 questions like that, generally we can expect. So in terms of marks, it can go up to 4 to 10 marks. So this is what is a rough expectation we can make. And similar analysis is presented in this slide for electrical. So last time when paper was conducted by IISc in 2016, So mathematics was 14 marks, network 11, digital 5 marks, analog circuit 2 marks, signal system 5, control 10, machine 14, power system 8, measurements 3, power electronics 9, EMT 4, and aptitude, of course, 15 marks. Okay, so again, the similar kind of breakup we can make here from from MCQ 40 50 marks, numeric answer type 30 to 40 marks, and MSQ 4 to 10 marks. Okay, but friends, let me give you some more idea that because I'm being a faculty of GATE, like I'm training for EC electrical IN, the common topics generally I used to teach. So one by one, let us see like what kind of concept you can expect. Okay, so one by one I'm starting. So I'm starting with the digital. Okay, I'm starting with the digital. 1 second, friends. Yeah. In the digital, okay. So one question, generally it is from the in the past couple of years. Okay, so from number system topic. So one by one I'm saying, students. Okay, from number system topic. Okay, what model generally they ask? So what are the things you should go through? That's what I'm just saying you. So generally complement arithmetic. Complement arithmetic. In this particularly the overflow condition. This is a favorite area of GATE. Overflow condition. You learn this concept in the complement arithmetic. So when you do addition or subtractions of numbers using 2's complement methods, when the sign of the number are same, overflow may happen. So what are the condition of overflow? Generally, you can expect a question from them. I'm just saying you, these are the 3-4 concepts from where questions will be coming from the number system topic. So this is one, and other thing is based on the number system conversion. Number system conversion. It is not like convert a number from base 2 to base 16, not like that. So generally, like 34 base x is equals to, let's say, 77x, and this is y, something like that. The equation will be given. So how many solution of x and y exist? So such model, and some tricky questions are also there. So in this particular category, so number system conversion is, like something like this, you may expect a questions. And sometime directly straight away formula based questions are being also framed. That is the range of numbers. So range of numbers. What is this range of numbers? So using sign magnitude, using 1s, using 2s complement methods. So what is the maximum negative number you can represent? What is the maximum positive number you can represent? For example, for 2's complement, so it is minus of 2 power n minus 1 to plus of 2 to the power n minus 1 whole minus 1. So this is the most negative number and this is the most positive number. So like that, for 1s and sign magnitude also we have. So this formula you should definitely go through. Okay. So lastly, valid, invalid BCD code, and then your gray code. Okay, so this is what you can expect from the number system topic. So just these 4 things, because every subject is a OCEN student, and in a subject, every chapter is also too long. So what to study, what not to study. Okay, so it's a very tricky situation to decide if you are on the last minute. So a student who has prepared everything, then it is well and good. I'm covering both of the students, so like who is well prepared and who has done some kind of selective preparation. So these things nobody should miss. I'm not saying that question cannot be framed beyond this, but generally, if you see the past 35 years of history in GATE exam, so if a question is from number system, 90% of chance that will be from any of these 4 models. Okay. Then students, from Boolean algebra, one question you can expect from the simplification. So in the instrumentation also a question has been asked. So some expression will be given. So what is the simplified version of this expression? You can expect one question from that. Generally from Boolean algebra, and one more concept of mean term max terms. So this you should go through mean term max term. So these things are sufficient from Boolean algebra topic. Then coming to your K map. K map minimization, and then your prime implicant and essential prime implicants. So minimization means a map will be given to you. What is the minimized expression from this map? You have to do the grouping and you have to write the expression. And if not, then there is one more possibility. It will be from prime implicant, essential prime implicant concept. Then chapter number 4 is your logic gates. Chapter number 4 is your logic gates. In logic gates, mostly students, your focus should be in the XOR gate. XOR gate and XNOR gate, but mostly XOR gate. Questions are from the XOR gate. And here, delay-based questions are one of the favorite area of gate. So this you should not miss, delay-based questions. This is from the logic gates. Then chapter number 5, that is the combinational circuits. In combinational circuits, so multiplexer. So multiplexer you should not miss. Again in multiplexers, so finding the output expression and system design. Like if you want to design a full adder using a 4+1 multiplexer, how the connection should be. Okay, or any system will be given whose mean term max term combination will be given to you, design the system. So system design and finding output expression. So these are two favorite questions of gate. Then sometime questions are also coming from the magnitude comparator or sometime from the decoder. That's all. Remaining stuff, chances are very less. Mostly questions are from the multiplexers, sometime from the comparator and decoder. You should know the concept like each output of a active high decoder represents a mean terms. Each output of a active low decoder represents a max terms. So this concept you should know. Then coming to students, your sequential circuits. Coming to your sequential circuits. One question you can expect from the, definitely from the counter. In counter, again, it can be generally from the counter design or counter analysis questions. Analysis question means a counter circuit will be given to you, find the counting pattern, or they will be giving you the initial state of this counter is this much, then after 100 number of clock cycle, what is the state? Such kind of questions that comes in the analysis part. So question will be from the analysis part or it could be from the design part. So design part means they will say the counter counts from 0, 0, then 1, 1, then 1, 0, then 0, 1, like that they will tell the pattern. Then how, if T flip-flops are used or D flip-flops are used, how the correction should be made so that this pattern will be coming from this counter. That is called the design-based questions. Okay, so questions are from design and analysis. Sometime from shift register also questions are coming, but very like easy model questions. So a shift register will be given with some state. If 5 clocks are applied, then what is the state of this register? So that kind of question sometimes comes, and sometimes questions are from the latch. Okay, SR, NAND latch, NOR latch. So you should know the functionality. So from there you can expect. Then coming to your data converter. So coming to a data converter, students. So how to find the output of a DAC? That is a formula, right? Resolution into decimal equivalent of the binary inputs. So output of a DAC. Then how do you find the resolution? How do you find the percentage resolution? So this formula. Okay, so this is basically on the DAC. Then in the ADC part, so there are 4 kind of ADC, like counter type, flash type, successive approximate register type, and dual scope type. So conversion time, hardware used, particularly in the flash type. So they generally ask how many comparators are used, how many registers are used, this model of questions. So what hardwares are needed in the flash type converters, what is the conversion time of each converter. So this you should definitely go through. And concept number 8, it will be from the CMOS, okay, or it will be from the semiconductor memory. So in CMOS, so they'll be giving you a circuits. They'll ask you what is the output expression from these CMOS circuits, okay, or from the memory. So some theoretical based questions from SRAM and DRAM they used to ask. So this is what all about your digital students. Okay, so I can tell you, we'll be definitely giving you the video solution of Gate 24 in our YouTube channel. So there you will see after the exam, the question you will see that if there are 6 to 7 questions from digital, so I can assure you at least 5 questions will be from these all concepts which I said. So based on the teaching experience of 12 years and being I have written GATE exam for 10 years. Okay, so based on these experience, I can tell you the questions will be from these all area. So this is what about the digital. Okay, so please revise your concept through this, and all these things you should do till at max up to Thursday or Friday lunchtime. So if your paper is on Saturday, you should stop preparation on Friday lunchtime. If your paper on the Sunday, then you should stop preparation on the Saturday lunchtime. Okay, so that you should maintain. So this is about your digital students. So it's a common topic in all three streams, so that's why I have covered it. Okay. Similarly, let me come to the signal systems. In the signal system, students, so here you can expect one questions from the signal classification. So what kind of questions you can expect signal classification? That is your periodic, non-periodic signal. Or you can expect a question from the energy power signal. Mostly questions are from these segments only: periodic, non-periodic signal, energy power signal. Sometimes even odd questions also they used to give, but 90% if the question is from the signal classification, so they generally belongs to the periodic, non-periodic signal classification and energy power classification. In periodic, non-periodic, again we have some varieties. Individually continuous time sinusoids are always periodic. Individually discrete time sinusoids are conditional periodic. Like that, there are 4 models. So that you should definitely go through. Coming to energy power concept, so some type questions are what are the energy or power of this signal. Sometime a signal will be given and they'll be scaling it in time or shifting it in time. They'll ask you what is the energy or power of this scale shifted version signal. So like that also sometimes questions used to come. So this is from the classification of signal. Then one more questions you can accept from classification of system and your LTI system. One question definitely from this. So what is the meaning of classification of system? So like you will be asked to find whether a system is linear or non-linear, whether it is time variant or invariant, okay, whether it is causal or non-causal, whether it is static or dynamic. Okay, so like this, there are 6 varieties, whether it is static, dynamic, and whether stable, unstable, invertible, non-invertible. Like that, there are 6 classification. So we cannot expect like from which category they will ask, but this is what I mean by system classification. So a equation will be given to you generally. So and they'll ask you this equation satisfying which of the property: linear, non-linear, time variant, invariant, stable, unstable, like that. Okay, so you can expect a question from that or from the LTI system topics. LTI system means, in simple language, it is the convolution along with their property, along with their properties. So how to find convolution of various signal and what are its corresponding standard property. So that is what in LTI system you should you can expect a question from this. You can expect a question from your continuous time Fourier series students. And generally, the question from continuous time Fourier series is based on the symmetry condition. So, a waveform will be given to you and they'll ask you what are the harmonics present, okay, or whether sine terms will be present or cosine terms will be present. So, like that, a question they may ask you. So, this is from CTFS topic. Another question you can expect from CTFS is based on the properties. Okay, so maybe from the Parseval's theorems, or maybe from the conjugate symmetric property. Okay, so there are around 10-12 property. So one question you can accept from the properties. So this is from CTFS. One more question you can expect from CTFT and sampling. So from these two topics, sometime two questions also is to come, but one question definitely will get. So sampling 100%, most of the cases every year you will get a question from the sampling. And sampling also there are two model of question. So one model of question is, so they will be giving me a signal, like let's say a signal is sine 200t divided by pi t, like this. So what is the Nyquist sampling rate of this signal? So one model question is, a signal will be given to you and you have to find the Nyquist rate. So Nyquist rate is 2 into Fm generally, and based on the Fourier transform knowledge, you have to find what is the maximum frequency contained. So to answer the question from sampling, you must should have good idea on the Fourier transform. Otherwise, you cannot touch those questions. So one question is such model. So a signal will be given, what is the sampling frequency? And other question you can expect from the sampling is, a signal is there, it is sampled at this much of frequency and passed through a low pass filter. What are the output frequency present? So this is what the second model of questions. And in CTFT students, so CTFT, most of the questions are from the properties. So properties based and standard signal based sometime. So what is the Fourier transform of a Gaussian pulse? What is the Fourier transform of a periodic impulse stream? Like that, sometimes standard signal based questions also they used to ask. So property based and standard signal. So this is what one question is. One question you can expect from the Laplace transform. And here the major focus is on the ROC segment. So in instrumentation also there is a questions. So where they have given a transfer functions and they ask the inverse transfer function, I mean inverse Laplace transform. So for a given ROC. So Laplace transform, particularly ROC is very clear, and the properties. So one more question you can expect from jet transform, again the same story, ROC and the property. One more question you may expect from your DTFT, DFT, DTFS. So one more question you can expect from this segment. So one question definitely will come. So the model of question I said, students. So you should definitely go through these all concept once. Okay. So this is from the signal system topic. Then coming to your next thing is the network, students. So in the network, so one question you will definitely accept from the fundamentals. So what is the question? What model of question you can accept fundamentals? So generally the questions will be from the resistance reduction technique. So a network will be given. So what is the equivalent resistance from certain points? That is one model of questions. Or generally most of the cases, the questions is from the on the application of nodal and mesh, or you can answer this question using inspection methods. Inspection methods. So generally what model of question they will ask you? So a network will be given to you. They will ask you find the voltage of this element, find the current through this element, find the power of this element. Such kind of questions they will ask you. To answer those questions, so there is no such specific methods. There are 4, 5, or even more than that. You have n number of methods. So depending on your comfort zone, okay, so you can select any of the methods that will give you the answer in less time. So it's up to you. Nodal is there, mesh is there. Using Thevenin-Norton theorem also you can solve such questions. Okay, so one question, it will be definitely from fundamentals. It has to come. It has come every year and it will come every year also. In GATE 24 also, one question will be definitely from this nodal mesh application or from the inspection methods. Then you can expect a question from network theorems. And here the favorite part is one questions, it will be from, I mean, one model of question you can expect from your Thevenin-Norton. Other question you can expect from the maximum power transfer theorem. Maximum power transfer theorem. Okay, one question will definitely from these segments. Then third, you can expect a question from transient. 100% one question from transients. So the questions will be from the step response of first order, either RC circuits or RL circuits. The network will be given to you and you will be asked to find the complete response of a voltage or current for DC input or step input, or they may ask you to find the response at t equal to 0 plus instant. or it can be based on the Laplace applications. So, how to solve the transient problems using Laplace. What are the cases you have to solve? So, questions will be from this segment. So, this is the third model you can expect. Fourth model, it will be from the AC network. In AC network, so based on the, like how do you answer the questions in the phasor domain? So, how to convert a AC network into its phasor domain and then solve it using different techniques and get the answer. So that is one model of questions. And one more question you can accept from the your AC power, like average power, real power. I mean average or real power, your complex power. So there are 4 to 5 kind of different powers you have. So you should definitely, go through these concept once. And having said that, so questions will be, AC network means it will be generally from phasor domain or AC power analysis. And in this, let me also add this resonance. Okay, and in this, your series resonance and parallel resonance. Parallel resonance having not much weightage, so particularly series resonance. And this resonance weightage is pretty good. Almost every year you can expect a question from resonance. So what question they generally ask? So it will be maybe you find the quality factor of the RLC circuits, or you find the bandwidth of RLC circuits. Okay, or find the what you can say, the currents or voltage of different elements. So such kind of formula based question they used to ask from series RLC circuits. And very popular model question is a general circuit RLC circuit will be given and they will ask you find the resonant frequency. In that case, generally the concept is find the equivalent impedance or admittance, equate the imaginary part to 0. That will give you the resonant frequency. Okay. So one question will be from this segment. So this is what all about your AC network. The fifth question you can extract from the two-port network. In the two-port network, the first model question is condition of symmetry and your reciprocity. So there are different parameters, 6 different kind of parameters. For each parameter, what is the symmetry condition, what is the reciprocity condition? You should definitely know. Second thing is standard two-port network parameters. Like you have the T network, you have the pi network, you have the lattice network, and so on and so forth. So these are 4 or 5 different models. So you should definitely know what are the two-port parameters of this, because if you see in the GATE exam, so if you know these standard results, most of the questions it will hardly take 40-50 seconds to answer it. So if you go to derivation, it will unnecessarily kill the time, because these are very frequently used. If you have prepared it, so you might have seen like we just take these as the reference and we used to solve many questions. Okay. And the last model of question you can expect from the two-port network is the terminated two-port network. Terminated two-port network. What is this terminated two-port network? So a two-port network will be given like this, and the input side, so there will be a source like this, and in the output side there will be a load. So they'll ask you what is the power transfer to this load, or what is the Thevenin equivalent seen from this load. Such kind of questions. So here, because both end we are terminating the two-port network, one side load, one side source, we say that this question, this model question comes under the terminated two-port network category. So that's all, students. So from these 5 topics, so you can expect around 6-7 questions that may represent 7 marks to 10 marks or even more than that. Okay, so these are what you should definitely revise it. Okay, so from network. So next thing is controls. Control system. Okay, control system. So one question, friends, you can definitely expect from the time response. So particularly the second order underdamped response for step inputs. So from there, rise time, peak time, percentage of peak overshoot, these all things. And questions used to be very easy from time response topic. Very, very easy. So one more question, you can express time response, or the steady state error. 100% one question every year from these segments. So steady state error means a transfer function will be given. Might be your type 0 system, type 1 or type 2 system. If the input is step or ramp or parabolic, then what is the steady state error? So some tricky questions are also there. So one question will be definitely from this. Second questions, every year a question is from the RH criteria. Routh RH criteria, the special condition, a single element 0, single row of 0, multiple row of 0. So those are the special cases. So one question will be defined from the RH criteria. Third question, it is usually always every year from the root locus techniques. So root locus, what kind of question they ask from the root locus? Generally, one model of questions will be, so they will be giving you a transfer functions and they will give you 4 different plots. Which of the following is representing the correct root locus of this transfer function? That is one model questions. Sometime while drawing the root locus, we used to have different rules we have to follow, like breakout point, break-in point, how to find centroid, how to find asymptotes. Based on those simple things only, they used to frame the questions. Okay, so root locus, one question, students, every year generally we are getting. Okay, so that you should focus. Fourth questions, so it will be from the frequency response. So usually you can expect 2 questions from this topic. So one is the formula based questions. So like for a second order system, what is the resonant peak? What is the bandwidth? So there are 2-3 different formula. You should go through that. Sometimes direct questions are coming from this frequency response of second order standard system. Or the questions will be from the Bode plot. So what kind of question they ask on the Bode plot? Generally, so the Bode plot will be given and they'll ask you what is the transfer function of this Bode plot or something related to like that. So they used to ask one question like that. Okay. Or one question will be from the Nyquist plot. So this Nyquist plot, students, so this weightage is pretty good. Okay. So I'm giving you a 5-star. So one question you can definitely expect from this Nyquist plot. And generally, it is seen that if you see the past history in the control system, if there is a tricky questions, so it is generally from the Nyquist plot. Okay, and there is good amount of scope. Like unless until your fundamentals are not very clear, so like in the twist questions, you will definitely fail. So this is one. So I know, like not like every year this kind of question comes. Sometime if you see the control system history, so tricky question means it is usually from the Nyquist plot. So this is what about the fourth topic, frequency response. One more question you can expect from the state space analysis. So in the state space, generally what question they ask? They ask like a state model will be given, like ABC matrix will be given. What is the transfer function? Finding transfer function from the state matrices. That is one model of questions. And the controllability, observability. Okay. So whether this is controllable or this system is observable or not. So that model questions very important. So 2 model I am just saying here. So you should definitely go through. One thing is finding transfer function. Finding transfer functions. And second thing is your what is that? Controllability and observability. So you should definitely go there. And the 6th one is compensator. The compensator is a very small topic, students. Hardly it needs 2 hours to study. But the lead compensator and the lag compensator, you must go through the standard results. Like the pole zero pattern. The pole zero pattern of both compensator, pole zero pattern. Or you can, one question will be from the frequency at which maximum phase, whether it is lead or lag, what happens? What is that frequency where it happens? What is the gain at that frequency? So there are certain standard things and even the theoretical bits. What is the effect of lead compensator? If you introduce a lead compensator for transfer function, what parameter it changes? If you introduce a lag compensator, what parameter it changes? So like that. So, some standard statements are there. You should go through it. So students, so definitely, from control systems, so there will be usually 5 to 7 questions. And these are the 7 questions you are going to get from these particular model, what I said. So this is from the control systems. And from electrical students, particularly I'm saying this from measurements. Measurement is not there for EC people. So measurement is only for electrical people. So what, and weightage is very less. So generally measurement weightage last 2-3 years, if you see, it is 1 marks to 3 mark range. Okay. So one question you can expect from the from PMMC, EMMC, and MI. What kind of question they may ask? So what is the output of meter? So if this waveform is applied to this meter, what it will be? Or the torque balance equation based questions. So like when the meter produces some reading, so the controlling torque and the what is that, deflecting torque. So they used to balance each other. So based on that torque equation, so they used to ask you questions. So one question will be from these segments. Second model of questions you can expect from the breeze balance. So like in order to measure RLC, we use bridges. So under the breeze balance condition, they may ask a question. So this is one model. And the third model of question you can expect from the CRO, cathode ray oscilloscope. And most importantly, the power measurements. Power measurements, particularly three-phase power measurements. So three-phase power measurements using 2 wattmeter methods. This is very important. So among this is a, I'm giving you a 5-star. So because its weightage is pretty good. Three-phase power measurement using 2 wattmeter methods. So from measurement students, so these 4 topics you see. So those 1 to 3 mark questions, most likely it will be from these 4 topics. Okay. Then one more topic I would like to discuss, that is your analog circuits. Okay. Analog circuits weightage is pretty good these days. So one questions you can expect from the diodes. Sometimes tricky question is to come from diodes. Like a resistive network will be given in that. So 1 diode, 2 diode, or even 3-4 diode will be given, and they will ask you some questions. So transfer characteristics, or some different models are there. So one question you can expect from the diode applications. And second model of questions is based on the op-amp. Op-amp students, so instrumentation, I think 5 or 6 questions are there from op-amps. And electronics and electrical also students. So definitely one question, 100% we are going to get from the op-amps. So what kind of question you can expect from the op-amp? So again, the area is very vast. So one of the model is find the output voltage, find the current. So like that. So a network will be given, op-amp based network will be given. So finding some voltage current will be one of the possibility. The second possibility will be based on the positive feedback applications, the relaxation oscillators. Okay. So like that, op-amp in its application, you can expect one question from that. And the third model of questions is based on the MOSFET. Okay. And nowadays, the weightage of BJT is very, very less. So, I have just written here 3 topics, but each topic, if a faculty teach properly, it takes around 20 to 25 hours, each of this topic. So there are so many models, friends, and we cannot exactly predict from which model question will come. And this is area, analog circuit, so some tricky questions or some new questions we are observing every year. But the previous 4 topic which is said, your digital signal control networks. So what I said, generally question doesn't go beyond those all topics which I discussed. But analog circuits, your electronic devices, and your communications. So these are certain topics in electronics. So where scope is there, almost every year, some new questions we are getting. Okay. So again, I'm not going through so much of detail about this because, as I said, every chapter itself is very huge in quantity. So no point to discuss every model. Okay. So this is about analog students. Okay. Similarly, electrical students. So machine power system and power electronics, the important topics, you can go through it. Okay. So these are students. So certain subjects I have discussed and what are the concept somebody should focus. This is what I said. Now the important topic, that is your maths. Okay, so let us see the maths. From math, what you should study. So number 1, in the linear algebra topic. In the linear algebra topic, students, one questions you can accept from eigenvalue and eigenvector. So one question can be from this how to find eigenvalue, eigenvector, and the related property. This is one model questions. Other model of question is system of equations. Like a set of equations will be given. How many solution exist? Unique solution exists. Infinite solution exists. No solution exists. That model questions. Application of Cramer's rule. So you can expect a question from that. So generally, linear algebra. So these are two model of question you can go through. Second one is complex variables. In complex variables, particularly the Cauchy residue theorems or Cauchy residue formula, whatever. So this is very important, Cauchy residue theorems. And whether a function is analytic or not, or under what conditions it will be analytic, such model of question you can accept from complex variable. Topic number 3 from calculus. So 100%. So you cannot skip the concept of maxima and minima. So this must you should go. And 7 types of indeterminate limits, like your 0 by 0, 1 to the power infinite, okay, infinite by infinite. So like that, there are 7 different indeterminate formats. So how to answer each of the models, so you can go through it, okay. Calculus itself is very vast, students, but generally gate questions are from maximum. Even this year also one question was from the maximum minima. I think it was in the civil paper. So calculus, you cannot skip this maximum minima. Then the fourth topic, so it will be from the differential equation. Differential equation, complementary function, and your particular integral function. This is one thing. And second thing is what? Solution of homogeneous, non-homogeneous equation. That is important, but this is what most of the cases questions is from the complementary function and the particular integral. Chapter number 5, your vector calculus. From vector calculus, so the curl, divergence, and gradient. So one questions you can expect definitely from this, and then your dot products and your cross products. So one question you can expect from this. And the last one is the probability. Probability I have already covered. So one is the Bayes theorems, one is the conditional probability, and the third one is the basics, the standard model of probability questions. So these things you should go through. So maths, the weightage is pretty good, 13 marks it will come. So I can assure you from these all topics, at least 8 to 10 marks you can definitely expect from maths. Okay, students. And one more topic, that is your aptitude. So in aptitude, so what can we expect in aptitudes? Aptitudes. So one question will be from the vocabulary. I mean, if you have good vocabulary skill, you can answer it. So it might be your antonym, synonym, or based on the word meaning, based that kind of questions. That is one question. It is from the English segment, I can say. One more questions generally they used to give from the paragraph. Okay, like some information will be given, and which of the following can be correct from this information. That model questions. One question you can expect from the average. This year question is there in instrumentation as well as in civil. Average and percentage and ratio proportion. Ratio proportion. This is one more area. One question you'll get from these segments. And one more questions you can expect from algebra. Like normal algebra based questions you can expect. Probability is also one of the repeated model question in the gate in aptitude segments. Probability, and so on, students. So some, like almost every year. So one tricky questions usually we get in every papers from aptitude segments. So that is a special questions that nobody can predict actually. And I can assure you, so aptitude is such an area, and 15 marks, the weightage is pretty good. So even if you don't study extensively for aptitudes, if you have little bit of analytical skill, at least 10 marks you can easily secure. Okay, so if you are pretty good, people used to secure 15 out of 15. But generally, if you don't do silly mistakes and little bit of analytical skill you have, if you have not studied everything extensively from a aptitude faculty or aptitude book, still around 10 marks is not very challenging in GATE exam students. Okay, so you should go through these topics. And lastly, students, your tips. Okay, some tips. So what somebody should be uh, maintaining before GATE exams. In fact, these tips are written here in this slide. So let us see what is written. Yeah, you see, students, avoid starting new topics. Concentrate on the topics you have already covered. Okay, this should be very clear. So let's say you are not good in electromagnetics. Electromagnetics is a time-taking subject to understand the concept, to visualize everything. So you will say, okay, like EMT, I will study before 2 days or 3 days. So it is totally a wrong decision, friends. Okay, learning new subjects or new topics before 1 or 2 days will not add any value to preparation. So please stop studying the new topics. So only focus on those topics or revise those topics which you have covered. Prioritize rest over excessive studying to prevent exhaustion so that you attempt GATE exam with fresh mind. As I said, if your exam is on Saturday, by Friday lunchtime, you should be doing your preparation complete. Okay, if your exam is on Sunday, you should complete it before Saturday lunchtime. Evening time, you relax and sleep as soon as, as early as possible, might be 8, 8:30, like that. Okay, so that is very important. And if you do a late night study, students, I have personally experienced once because but, I think that was gate 16 2016, I think. So I used to write gate exam every year. I mean, not in a because I have already done the MTech and all, but just to uh, you know to know what exactly happens in gate in present, what is happening, just to get experience, I used to write. Still, before exam day, I have experienced it once. Like if you do late night study, full day it will be drowsy, drowsy. Those questions which you are able to do, that you may not able to do in the paper because of this very uneasy feeling if your sleep is not proper. So it is very important to sleep properly. Maintain a calm mind and refrain from discussing your preparation progress with friends to avoid unnecessary stress. This is also very important. You'll ask, like to your friend, how much preparation you have done. Okay, then if you do these all discussions, so you'll feel okay. These topics are there, that topic is there, these many things are pending. So it will unnecessarily demotivate you. So better to cut off yourself from rest of the world before exam days. Direct your attention to familiar topics during the exam. If you encounter challenging questions, proceed to next and revisit if time permits. This is also very important. So my suggestion will be how do you write the GATE exam? How to attempt the paper? The first thing I would suggest is you answer the question from the aptitude and verbal ability and numerical ability segments. Okay, because this is technically, I mean, whether you are good or you are not good. So this is an area, easily 10 marks. Most of the students can secure. At least if a student is serious, 10 marks is not a challenging one. Okay, so but if you go through technical segment first, so you will feel okay. These many questions came from EMT. I have not prepared EMT. These many questions came from communication. My preparation is not good in communication. Then you will start losing hope. But this is an area whether you have prepared it or you don't have prepared it, so you can easily secure 10 marks. And if you get that confidence that okay, 10 mark I have done, your confidence level will be like anything. Okay, so my suggestion will be first, before going to the technical subjects, you try to complete the numerical ability and verbal ability. 15 marks you try to attempt. So at least 10 marks if you secure, I mean, your mind will tell you, okay, I'm doing the things in the correct way. So 10 marks if you are securing, then you will gain that confidence and you will be motivated, and rest of the journey it will be calm and quiet. Even if the paper will be tough side, so you will not lose hope. Okay, 10 mark I have already secured, then fine. My favorite subject, I'll pick up the questions and I'll solve them. Okay, so that is very important. So direct your attention to familiar topics during exam. If you encounter challenging questions, proceed to next and repeat time permits. So let's say certain subjects you have skipped. For example, you have not studied signal system. So, but you have little bit of idea of signal system. Then there is no need to touch those questions where you don't have so much of confidence. My style is what I do in my paper, and generally I used to advise the students also. So there is a area. I mean, you know what are your strong area. So you go through the paper and search those questions, where those questions are, and try to answer those questions first. And if you are a genius guy, like you have written GATE exam many times, your preparation is complete, then it really doesn't matter in what way you write the paper. You can start from question one, two, three, like this, really can go. I used to also do like this in, sometimes. Okay, but if you see overally, it is good to complete those area where you are confirmed. Like once in a time, what you'll feel is like if a 3 hour of exam, if 2 hours is passed, you'll feel like okay, till 2 hours 50 55 marks I'm confirmed, then the confidence level will be like anything, friends. But if you start doing from serial one, two, three like that, in between, if you get a lengthy question, or sometime unfortunately the questions are also coming wrong, wrong questions are also being given by GATE exam. If you start spending time on that, you will lose hope. You'll be demotivated. So it is a very bad idea to go through every question in a serial manner, the way it will come in the computer. Okay, so you should definitely avoid that. Carry all necessary documents to the exam centers, particularly admit card and your identity proof. So these two things are very important. So you should carry this. Be on time to the exam center. Okay. So before 1 hour at least, you should be in the exam center. Remember, your GATE exam result doesn't impact your engineering degree. So stay confident in the opportunity that lie ahead. Right. So, and GATE exam is not the end of the life, students. Okay. So there are examples of my students. There are all kind of examples you'll find. So students who are doing well in GATE exam, okay, they are doing their job in PSU, going for MTech in IIT, NITs, and getting placed, and they are leading their life in a beautiful way. You will find one category. There are many students. I mean, my friends also. Like when we used to prepare, there are many fellows who didn't get GATE exam, and then they started preparing for some software courses, and they secured very good position actually in software field. So many of them are staying in abroad. They're living a very good and comfortable life, very luxurious life. Okay, so GATE exam is not everything. If it goes well, because you are writing exam means you have some intention, like I have to grab something. If it happens, it is very good. If it doesn't happen, there are a number of ways again. Okay, so don't lose hope in that way. So this is what this one the last minute tip. Okay, I wanted to give you. So finally, I would say all the best for your exam from my side and from the entire Gate From team. The most important thing is to stay confident and believe in yourself. Okay. So how do you be staying confident? Not to discuss so many things with friends. My suggestion will be before 2 3 days of exam, you should try to cut off yourself from your surroundings, because if you at least stop discussing these concept things, the subject things with your friends, because there will be some confusion, some arguments. These all things will kill so many of time and will lose your confidence. So it is not at all advisable. Okay, so very important thing is stay confident and believe in yourself. Remember, GATE is just an exam, not an end of the world. As I said, if you do well, there are opportunity. If you doesn't do well, there are also opportunity. Okay, so that we can see. And important next thing is, once the GATE paper is out, okay, we'll be releasing the solution, the text solution as well as the video solution in our YouTube channel and our website. So we'll suggest you to go through those solutions, which will be prepared from our expert faculty team, so that you can see like how much mark you are going to secure, and you can print everything, right? Fine. So that's all, friends, and these are the way that you can contact us, and we'll be very happy to guide you in your entire journey of GATE. So after the GATE exam, also, if you are, like you need help to enroll in a good college based on your score, or you want to join any PSUs, you need some interview guidance, this that. We have all the expertise team. We'll be very happy to give support to you. So that's all about this session, students. So I have covered all the points. Once again, all the best to all of you. Any question do you have? If any questions, I can take it. Fine, students. So thank you. All the best once again. We'll meet after the GATE exam. Thank you.